February 25th, 12:06 p.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 2.
And you can't send someone to the chair on a case hinging on details that weren't real. What happens is they're supposed to get off, and then you find them fiscally responsible in a civil trial.
Ah, I see.
If you did it, then now you got to pay up because there's no reasonable doubt as a requirement in civil cases. It's just, is it probable? You know?
Close enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it. Fiscally responsible for assault.
You could put a number on that.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Sorry, Edgeworth. I didn't mean to get you in trouble.
Don't worry about it. This is my problem, not yours.
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Bad timing, bro.
Hey, he's still alive.
Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. If any of you guys needs, your suit's cleaned, a couple of errands taken care of, I got some time. And if you could throw old Gumshoe a little loose change here and there, I'd appreciate it.
Shaking a cup at you.
It'd be nice, I wouldn't dare ask for a 20 or anything. I mean, that's crazy. That's an annual salary right there. But, anything loose you got. Wait, Detective Gumshoe. What is it? You got a lot of nerve, pal. Making a detective run around all while on duty. And to top it off, you called me here. I seen happier people at funerals. I take it Lana's having you run errands again? Let me tell you, this is the last time, pal. Yeah, she asked me to give you this. If there was a break in today's trial.
Evidence law?
Evidence law! With, little Sherlock Kun. Little Sherlock the Duck.
Not too young to smoke his pipe.
Nah, it's got bubbles in it.
Ah, yes.
Evidence law? Edgeworth was talking about this just the other day.
You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so.
You could at least study some evidence law, really.
The chief prosecutor also wanted me to give you a message. Message? She said, if you're planning to take him on, you're gonna need this book. Him. 100%. I forgot he was him. Guess I'll need to give this book a thorough read. Evidence law securely slipped into pocket.
From Miss Sky explains the 2 rules of evidence law.
Doesn't look like that book will do you any good now, though. All that left now is for the chief prosecutor's sentence. That's where you're wrong, detective. Well,
Haven't you figured it out yet? Why I'm still sitting in that prosecutor's seat, despite all these allegations being thrown at me?
Mr. Edgeworth.
The real trial today hasn't begun yet.
What? What else is there left to do? Your credibility's been ruined with all this forged evidence that you were unaware of.
All right.
But Emma Sky found out she's unwittingly caused a man's death. And now you're telling me you want to do more? You gotta be kidding me, pal. You're missing the point, Detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman. She merely stuck a knife into his dead body.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
As crazy as it sounds.
Just didn't do it.
There's an important difference. His soul was not in there when she stabbed him. That means the real killer. That means the real killer is still out there. What? We're gonna expose him. No matter what it takes. This case has hurt too many people. It's time to bring it to an end. Damn, did Gant's overstepping. He was untouchable until the present day. You know?
There's nothing on him.
Nothing on you, girl.
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky.
Hold that thought, Judge. I gotta read this book. Mr. Wright, is that a duck? Yeah, it's Sherlock could. Rules for submitting evidence. Duck just blows bubbles. It's elementary, my dear Watson. Quackson. Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department.
Okay.
Rule number 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. Now, I'm sure this book will be applicable to every single case in every single game from here on out, right? We get to hold on to this book forever now, don't we? All of them.
Yeah, all the time. All the time. Yes.
These laws
That's why rules exist.
are ironclad. You got to approve it with the police, which means that somebody who doesn't want to approve it can probably veto that shit. Someone like a chief. And 2, unregistered hypercam evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. So if you're going to pull some shit out at the last second,
Better make sense.
it better be good. If I'm not floored by it, it does not get submitted. Now then, continue.
Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor.
Did the defense just interrupt me to read a book with a duck on it?
The inquiry committee is planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions. Thank you for the news, Your Honor. Yes, well, normally this is where the prosecution calls forth a witness. But, this isn't easy to say.
Hold on a second. Yeah, we never got the piece. We're missing the piece.
You see, there is some concern that you, Mr. Edgeworth, may have, struck a bargain? You think I may have manipulated the witnesses? I didn't say that. It's just, you see, everyone's been talking and...
Judge, there's some bento rice on your beard.
Oh,
There you go.
thank you. Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution. A solution? That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call forth all further witnesses. What? But there's no precedent for what you're proposing. Undeniably, this is an unusual arrangement, but a very effective one.
Miles is like, I trust you, Nick.
It would prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses.
Very well. Mr. Wright, what do you say?
Unbelievable. Yo, eye glimmer. Ding! I'm picking up what you're putting down. Our sync ratio is through the fucking roof. Edgeworth has found a way to continue the trial. Very well. The defense accepts the prosecution's proposal.
Then it's settled. The, defense may now call forth the next witness.
Mr. Wright? You do realize this is your last chance. If you call the wrong witness, this trial is as good as over.
The defense calls. Time's finally come to bring out the real murderer. Chief Justice Meekins! With the robes on and everything. A dead man.
Yes.
Weekend at Bernie's. Goodman's corpse on the stand. Tie the strings up. Damon Gaunt. The defense calls Damon Gant to the stand.
Damon Gant? What does he have to do with anything?
As the defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he has to say about it.
As luck would have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor?
True. All right, bailiff, please escort Mr. Gant to the stand.
And cue up his organ.
Jeez.
You never know. There we go. Right on time.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
What is this? Some kind of practical joke. I was just on my way to lunch.
Oh, good
Your name and occupation, sir.
Worthy. Are you sure you want to do this?
Your name and occupation.
So, you want to play hardball, eh?
Please, Mr. Gant.
Fine. My name is Damon Gaunt. I'm the acting chief of police. Now then, Chief Gant, the court requests to hear your testimony. Oh, righto! What's with the grim face? First, let's clear up the SL9 incident. Oh, you mean that time when Lana's sister murdered that prosecutor? Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already. Oh, yes. Just clapping in her face.
Yes, her right there. Oh, magnificent, yes.
Encore! Encore, I say!
I saw you playing with the armor. Oh, good times.
You're a fan of my armor, then, are you, Emma? It's a pretty good one, isn't it? Shiny, I know. I can get one sent to your place if you'd like. There's still some things unaccounted for. Oh? Like what? Like the role you played in all of this. Son, either you're very brave or very foolish. You are aware, of course, that a police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons? Sure. Take my testimony, for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to. What? Is that true?
I'm afraid so. The chief of police has the right to refuse to testify.
Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks.
It fails the vibe check, Your Honor. Don't worry. I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just to remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you.
Very well. The witness may now begin his testimony.
Witness testimony.
SL9 incident.
As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently she'd already arranged the crime scene.
Bruh.
As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery.
Is that when Dark was arrested?
Him? He was lying on the floor unconscious. When Emma sent Neil flying, it seems Dark bumped his head.
I see. Everything seems pretty clear-cut.
That one slashing sound effect.
Mm-hmm.
The sound of Iori's level 3 super as he's ripping you apart on the ground. If the police chief has the right to refuse to testify, then I'd better hit him hard and fast. Cross-examination.
SL9 incident.
As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. Hold it. As I recall, a ceremony was held at the police department that day. Yes, that's right. I guess you could say I'm a workaholic, huh? Playing to the stand.
That's good. He works hard.
Very dedicated. After winning his award, Neil was all fired up too. That's probably what spooked Doc and made him run away like that. The fire in the eyes of our young justice.
Was the defendant Lana Sky also present in the room?
I don't quite remember. At the very least, she wasn't there when Doc ran for it. Didn't leave enough of an impression. You moved me forward automatically. We did, yes, okay, so. Also, let me just make sure we don't lose any time. Now hold on. So the two of you ran immediately after him, right? That's right. But Doc made it to the elevator first. So Neil and I split up. He went upstairs, I went downstairs. I guess you could say he got lucky! Oh, jeez. I was waiting.
Was this about a power outage?
Oh, that. The elevator stopped all of a sudden. I got the shock of my life. Well, probably not as shocked as Neil when that knife went into his heart, though! That's not funny.
Not funny at all.
Oh, read the room, bro. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Hold it. Could you tell us what you saw? It was a shocking sight. Yeah, that's the shot. Neil and that serial killer were lying in a heap on the floor, all tangled together. Dark was also lying collapsed on the floor. Yes, apparently he hit his head and was knocked out. Next to them were those two poor girls, Lana and Emma. Lana was cradling Emma in her arms. Looking back at it now, she must have already known what her sister had done. Apparently she had already arranged the crime scene. Oh, wait. How could you know that? Because of the victim's body. It had already been moved.
So that means you found the body near Lana's desk.
That's right. I think you said earlier it was my suit of armor that really stabbed the prosecutor. Yes. Anyway, as you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery. So you're saying that forgery had already taken place by the time you arrived at your office? That's exactly what I'm saying. I can understand how Lana must have felt. But moving a body and hiding evidence are inexcusable, no matter what the circumstances. Is that how it really went down?
Staring at the witness won't do you any good, Mr. Wright. If you're going to stare at anything, you'd better be off staring at the court record.
Worthy! Worthy! Always the smooth talker. Which piece of evidence ties Gant to the forgery? Lana did admit to forging the... Edgeworth is like, hey, yo! Hey, man! What the fuck, dog? That can't be the whole truth. Somehow I've got to link Gant to the incident.
All right, back to the front.
Objection. You claim you had nothing to do with the forgery. But I'm afraid that's a claim you cannot back up. Explain yourself. Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this list, for example.
That's the list Emma Skye drew her picture on.
Thanks for keeping up, Your Honor. This was discovered in your desk. Not only that, but a piece of this jar was sitting in your office. It was found inside your safe.
It was found where?
See, Chief Gant, these articles of evidence uncovered in your office are both concrete proof that you also played a part in the illegal investigation.
Chief Gant, what's the meaning of this?
Oh! Here's a defense attorney who may even rival Worthy. So you admit to it then? That you were involved in the forgery? Who, me? Or do you mean you?
What?
Oh, the thing that you did up there when no one was looking? That you're presenting now? Me? Yo! No, you though. Why would I have anything to do with that? Well, if we're all playing secrets. If we're all playing cache-cache, as the French call it. Well, you were the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence. Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know. Defense attorneys can do so too. Isn't that right? Righto? Whoa!
However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation.
Worthy, my boy. My boy. Not even detectives are exempt from the law. Rest assured, Dick will receive his due punishment. What? If Detective Gumshoe's salary drops any further, he'll end up paying to work.
Oh, he's not there yet? I figured.
Yes, well, in light of the detective's presence.
I cannot imagine a salary that is in the negatives. that's unheard of on the payroll.
Please give us your testimony regarding these pieces of evidence found in your office and their relation to the forgery that took place at the crime scene.
My. Kids these days no longer know how to put two and two together. Witness testimony.
Evidence and forgery.
Let's see. What was it now? A jaw fragment? And a list? For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Doc was convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way.
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
When investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol.
You do understand that I'm the chief of police, right? There will be consequences.
Good.
Indeed. I believe I will press charges, so you won't make the same mistake again.
Uh-oh. My apologies, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that? Today is, well, you know.
All right, OG.
Huh. Labeled judge.
Ah! They fucked up.
They messed up.
Localization. B class? A class? What's localization? Like threat level?
Oh, we rarely have A.
Everything is...
Usually it's like B or C. Yeah.
When it's the wrong person talking?
Yeah. I guess shove it as a B.
In return, though...
I know. That place, right?
Huh? What are these guys, telepathic? Cross-examination.
Evidence and forgery.
What are they? It's like, oh, you got to pay for the next dinner we go out to? For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Hold the fuck up. I'd appreciate if you'd stop making these ridiculous allegations. Yes, you do have a point. You wouldn't have the guts to do something like that. What? I'll have you know, back in the day, I once broke into a cattle ranch and tipped.
Mr. Wright, what are you saying?
Anyway, you can't prove you didn't carry the evidence, can you? If you have proof to the contrary, you're going to need it later.
Later? What are you talking about?
What else? I'm talking about when Raito's prints are found. Yes, if they're found inside my safe, they would prove his investigation was illegal. Never faced anyone as slimy as this guy. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. Okay, but... what do you mean by that? This is all purely hypothetical, of course. But I suppose I did place those items in my safe. Such an act wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery. Objection! If concealing evidence found at the crime scene isn't forgery, I'm not through speaking yet, Righto. It all depends on when the evidence was discovered. If they were found after Doc was convicted, then they're worthless. But are you saying this jar fragment wasn't discovered in the initial investigation? It would appear not. After all, it wasn't listed in the evidence list. For all we know, it could have suddenly materialized the day after Doc was sentenced.
Right.
Objection! Oh, and wouldn't that be convenient?
Right? The chief is talking about a possibility, so long as you can't rule that out. Your remarks, however clever they may be, will only succeed in wasting time.
Tell me something I don't know. Come now, Righto! Think about it. There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery. Hold on. How can you look me in the eye and say that? Because I'm innocent.
Woof.
Oh. Remember? Who was it that murdered Neil?
I'm not sure I care for the word murder here. But in the end, the person responsible for Mr. Marshall's unfortunate demise was Emma Skye.
Well, now do you see? Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Really, Chief Gant? At the very least, there's one large benefit you've reaped from all this. Oh? I wasn't aware. What is this benefit? That would, of course, be the position you have. Chief of Police.
Oh.
The resolution of the SL9 incident secured your promotion to Chief. That in itself is sufficient motive. Oh! Oh, that's a good one. Huh? Do you really think I'm that incompetent? What do you mean? Even without that case, I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution of the SL9 incident merely sped up the inevitable a little. Is that true, Edgeworth?
Yes. He was going to be made chief anyway.
Be careful when pointing the finger, or you might wind up being the one pointed at.
So that means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else.
Ooh. Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that. I thought he was going to say, when you point the finger, you point 4 fingers back at you.
Lame.
The dumbest fucking idiom ever.
Lame.
Boo! There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. There it is. It's out in the open now. Would you mind if I changed my testimony a little?
By all means, please do.
I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me. Nothing in it for you. Sorry, but the only person I truly care about is yours truly. That girl, Lana's little sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you'd better think again.
You're right. You don't feel sorry for anyone.
Be tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised.
You seem to be lax enough on yourself, though.
Oh, that's a good one, Worthy. Could there have been something in it for him? Given his selfishness, would he have helped someone out? Yes. The phrasing of this is odd, though. This should probably say no, I don't believe he would versus that, but if we're seeking the truth, we're seeking the truth. True, you might not help out anyone for their sake, but if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone.
Mr. Wright, it appears you're positively determined to portray the chief as a nice man who likes to lend people a hand.
not what I mean.
Very well, then.
This court decides that Chief Gant is a nice guy. A swell fellow.
Who is this person you believe Chief Gant may have helped forge evidence?